Thank you for joining us today on Alternative Facts, a Buckeye TV social experiment. I'm Joshua Stape, and I will be the one asking all the burning questions. Which is true and which is false? Do you have the courage to call me out? Let's find out. Today's topic is a little bit about politics.
Okay.
So, question one, what are your thoughts on current President Donald Trump's performance thus far?
I'm a little bit skeptical, but I'm also very hopeful that things are looking up and that things will get better soon.
Subpar. Don't really know about it. The only thing I know about, I agree with some things I don't agree. The wall, that shit. But,
Not great.
Not great?
He sounds like a petulant child whenever he goes on Twitter and goes on these rants that end up being scary. And I feel like my main concern is what the children are thinking about all of this.
Do you believe it was right for Bill Cosby to be appointed to the chairman of the Department of Women?
I don't even know.
Was that a thing?
Mm-hmm.
No, definitely not.
Why not?
And I've been keeping up with Trump as much as I could. No. Bill Cosby?
Bill Cosby.
Bill Cosby.
Bill Cosby.
He's an actor.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't aware that he was given any position. I think that if he would have, I would have heard about it.
All right, should the recent threats of lightsaber attacks by President Darth Maul of Naboo be taken seriously?
Didn't know that was a thing either. No.
No, they shouldn't be taken seriously? Why not?
Well, has he inflicted actual harm on people?
No, so far it's just threats.
Ooh. Like actual lightsabers, or is it like fake lightsabers?
We don't have the intel quite so far on if it's real or fake, so that's why we're asking if they should be taken seriously.
This is a question that is especially important for, I think, the Intelligence Committee. Is not a place for me to say, is it important or not? They would know the relevant information to make a judgment about it if it's serious or not.
All right.
That's a funny question. I don't know. It's lightsaber?
Mm-hmm.
Is this Star Wars?
No, this is current president, Darth Maul from Naboo.
I don't know shit about that. I'm overthinking about Star Wars.
Excuse me? Oh my god, are you going to Star Wars now?
No, this is one of the questions from a current president of Naboo.
I'm sure.
If the government was spying on you personally and you found out, how would you react?
I would be extremely angry because I feel like everybody has the right to privacy in the United States. And even though people don't have anything to hide, it's still their business and exclusively their business.
I mean, they're already watching this right now. I'm cool with it because I ain't doing shit. But it's up terrorists and shit happen in the U.S. no more, so I don't care. I'm nothing wrong with it.
Senator White of California wants to build a wall near the San Andreas Fault for earthquakes to protect California when it breaks off from mainland USA. Should the federal tax dollars be spent to save California, or should they be left on their own tax money?
So then, from that statement that I got, it seems that he's building a wall to go protect them from, what was that?
The San Andreas Fault.
Okay. And then if they break off from the actual man-lands,
Mm-hmm.
right? Then yeah, I think that it's both the federal government's responsibility, but also the state's responsibility to go protect a part of their own countries.
Are you telling me the plot of another movie?
Nope, no movie.
Okay. Is this real or fake news? These are my questions. Hypothetically, if California falls off the grid, he wants to use taxpayer money to what?
To protect it.
How would you protect it from an earthquake?
I always prefer to give power to the states, so I don't feel that the federal government is really, not only equipped, but I don't think that they would have to use those resources for that purpose. I think that it should be up to the state.
Here's one. It is a little bit graphic, and this is from a legislator in Texas.
Sure.
Texas State Representative Jessica Ferrara. Mm-hmm. She introduced legislation pertaining to men's sexual health in regards to combat women having to wait 24 hours to receive an abortion after speaking to a licensed doctor.
Okay.
She wants men to have to wait 24 hours after an appointment with a licensed physician to receive a colonoscopy, a Viagra prescription, and she wants to fine $100 for unlawful ejaculatory emissions.
What? That sounds gross.
Yes,
Okay.
Exactly. So like I said, it was graphic, and all in part to combat the women and abortions, right? Do you agree with her legislation? And also, how could that even be enforced?
That just doesn't sound real to me. I'm telling you, none of what you're saying to me sounds real. But if it is, and I doubt it is, What? Do you want to save men from having ejaculatory problems, but not let women abort? I see. So we're paying for men to have limp penises, or to forego having limp penises, but we don't care about women's bodies. Okay.
No real way that it could be enforced, but I think it's a good legislation because it's like a slap in the face to people that want to. So the problem that we have, I think, inside this country is that people, mainly, we have a branch of government, well, multiple branches of government that are ruled by males, dictating female rights, especially like their health rights, their body rights. I don't think it's like a man's place to say, hey, they should have control over like their body rights because a lot of men don't go through periods, they don't go through pregnancies, right? They don't have to deal with the burden of actually carrying a baby for like 9 months, so it shouldn't be their decision.
I think that the legislation was more than anything a sort of protest, so I wouldn't take it to heart, and I guess she proved her point, what she was trying to get across. Personally, I mean, you know, it's up to the guys, I guess. But looking at it from a health perspective, I do not think that the two things are equal. You know, abortion is one thing, and then male ejaculation, that is an unfertilized sex cell. I don't think that they go together.
I mean, if a guy wants to jack off, he can jack off. There's no fine for that.
I don't really know how they'd be enforced. Like, I guess it makes sense to try to do something about that, but like, it's pretty impossible to enforce. Like, how are they going to know when every guy ejaculates?
Hawaii has threatened to secede from the U.S. and become independent if Trump continues his travel ban plans. Do you think that they would actually go through with it?
Hopefully.
Yeah,
it would be a slap in their face because if he's not going to adhere to the what multiple federal judges say and keeps on making these new travel bans, then he's not having respect for like an entire branch of government, right? So then what does a state do when one branch of government doesn't respect another branch of government?
So two more, all right? Hawaii has threatened to secede from the U.S. and become independent if President Trump continues with his current travel ban plans. Do you believe that they will actually go through with it, and how would they protect themselves?
I don't believe that they would go through with it, although I really wish they would, because I would love to see Hawaii as its own country, just because of like the different culture. I guess to enforce it, it would be hard considering how connected we are all as a nation, and it's for a state to secede at this point, I don't think it would be feasible.
I mean, everyone hates Trump. I feel like what Trump is doing is wrong, so I wouldn't blame him.
Siri has recently made several 911 calls because of users telling her to dial or call 108 or 999. Who should be punished for these calls? The iPhone user themselves or Apple for their programming?
I did that once on accident. There was a little meme that I saw that said to do that, so I did it. And they give you 5 seconds to go back and cancel, so I did that. I guess it's just people need to know the programming first before they do anything. So, like, read your iPhone manual and see exactly what you would be doing when you put buttons in and stuff.
The FBI director, James Comey, said that Obama didn't have Trump surveilled or wiretapped, but Trump's communications were incidentally collected. Do you believe that this vindicates President Trump's claims of wiretapping?
From Trump Tower? So Trump Tower was being...
They were being monitored for what they say as being a mafia organization below that has that they own a floor to run their operations out of in the Trump Tower, and that's who that they were monitoring, and that Trump and his transition team were incidentally collected.
What do you want me to say about that?
Well,
it sounds fake, but sure.
Well, no, that one's actually
true.
Mm-hmm.
That's scary, and it sounds like a very bad plot for a very bad movie.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what you want me to say about that. Yeah.
No. I mean, Trump, not, because Obama said he did not, so it's got to be a no. It's false. Do you want me that?
Even though that the collections have been identified as coming from Trump Tower?
Trump Tower is fake. He's just trying to get money and power. Trump.
I'm not sure. I don't really understand that situation.
Do you know who Neil Gorsuch is?
I do not.
No, I do not.
No?
No, I do not.
Didn't he run like a fascist club in high school or something like that?
Yes, I do.
Can you elaborate?
Yes, he is the Supreme Court nominee, currently going through his hearings right now, and he is, from the answers that he's given through the hearings, he's not fit to be a Supreme Court nominee either.
How well do you think that the Columbus Blue Jackets will do against the Pittsburgh Penguins in the Stanley Cup playoffs?
Well, Blue Jackets had a really good year, right? They were about to break some record, and then it went south.
The longest win streak.
Yeah. And then Pittsburgh won last year or something like that. So I'm going to say they're going to win, because
Pittsburgh's going to win or Columbus is going to win?
Columbus.
I think they'll win 2 games. 2 games. I have not much faith in the Blue Jackets this year, really.
What do you think about the Cleveland Indians possibly renaming the AAA team here in Columbus from the Clippers to the Maze Munchers?
Why don't they rename their own team? But they should also do that, because I love that name. Maze Munchers is great, but they should rename their own team.
All right. Do you think, okay, so how you're saying that they should change their name, do you think that it is okay to continue to marginalize the Native American tribes within professional sports here in the U.S.?
No, they should stop doing that.
All right, and so all of them should change their name immediately?
Absolutely.
No, I do think, like, in regards to the Indians and some of the other names that are out there, I feel like the Indians is mild in all comparison. But teams like the, what are they called? The football team.
The Redskins?
Yes, that should not. I feel like at this point in time they should rename it. And I think the argument that the people who are fans of that saying that, well, it's a football team, it's our history. Yeah, but the history is much more complicated than that. I definitely think they should rename. I feel like that's I feel like that's harsh to call them the Redskins. I just don't feel like that's right. And then, I mean, if you're going to do that with the Redskins, I feel like you probably should rename the Indians at some point. I mean, I just feel like it would only be right.
All right, perfect. Okay, so Penn State is the odds-on favorite to win the Big Ten this year. Do you think Ohio State has the capability of squashing them here in the shoe?
I would say so.
Even after last year's performance in Happy Valley?
Well, I feel like if you want my honest opinion, we didn't need a different quarterback. We need somebody who can play quarterback, not a running back that can throw. But I feel like, from what I've heard from other sports radios, that for all the scouts that we're about to, or all the recruits we're about to get, I don't find there's any reason we shouldn't be favorites again and do a similar run.
Yeah, that's false.
All right.
We're going to win the Big Ten this year.
Sergio Garcia finally got his first Masters victory, or his first major victory. Tiger Woods has come out saying that Sergio cheated and that his green jacket should actually be dyed red and petitioned like a scarlet letter. Wow. Do you agree with that?
I think Tiger is just a little bit jealous, but he is the GOAT and is the best player ever, so maybe he did cheat and maybe he should get a red jacket, you know? You gotta respect the legends of the sport.
I am not a Tiger fan, and I'm a big-time Sergio fan, so I think, once again, Tiger is just trying to find a way to get on camera and figure things out because he's turned irrelevant in the sport.
I think that's a little harsh. Coming from Tiger Woods, who's been a great golfer, but he just, I mean, the way he's always played, he destroyed his back, and now he can't play anymore, and I think he's kind of throwing a tantrum. I mean, he was a great player, but I don't think he likes that attention's not on him and he's not winning anymore, so I think he's throwing a tantrum. I mean, I think good job to the guy who won. That's what I say to that.
LeBron James says that the Cavaliers are no longer keeping up with his level of talent, and after the playoffs, he is considering a trade to Golden State. What should be done by the Cavaliers? Should they let him go, or should they keep him and bring in more talent?
Was that a serious statement by him? Like, does Golden State have enough money to bring him on too?
Not sure about that.
Where everybody goes. You know, I don't know a whole lot about it. I like LeBron. Seems like a solid dude. It's kind of a dick thing to say.
So would you keep him here?
Yeah, Cleveland needs to throw down and keep the guy. I don't know. City sports sucks. Like, LeBron's a pretty bright spot in a really, really dark sports town.
I think LeBron's being a baby. I feel like he's throwing a tantrum. When you see them like actually playing, when they're not resting all their players, they're killing it. You can tell they are one of the best teams. They are outclassing almost everybody else they play, so I don't see why he thinks that he needs more talent. I feel like if anything, I hear him say something like that, and he's been concerned that he's not as good as he used to be. So he needs better talent around him to make himself look good, which is why he's considering Golden State, which is a little bit younger with some of that talent. But I mean, I feel like if he's going to act like that, then they should get rid of him. I mean, how old is he now?
He's getting up there.
So he only has like 2 or 3 years left. So, Golden State might be able to squeeze one of those, maybe 2 out, but they're not going to rest him like the Cavs do. If he's going to go to Golden State with all their killers, they're going to make him play every game, which is going to shorten his time up. So I feel like he was smart. He would stay in Cleveland where people are, worship at his feet.
Have you heard about the Conor McGregor wanting to fight Floyd Mayweather?
Of course.
Well, Floyd Mayweather said if that fight doesn't come together, he's willing to officially fight Ronda Rousey if she comes out of retirement.
Really?
Should the sport allow co-ed fights?
Yes. In short, yes. If both parties are agreeing to that, I think could be good. But who knows? I think really both sides have to be all in on it, and that this cannot be like a male-dominated idea. That if Ronda's all in and Ronda's people are all in, and the UFC is good for it, why not, right? Could be exciting.
I think once they do, they're going to find out quickly it shouldn't be allowed. But, equality, good luck. That's all I got to say.
All right, well, let's get right to the questions. The first one, what do you think about Bill Cosby receiving his own talk show on the Oprah Winfrey Network?
I don't know anything about that.
Isn't there enough talk shows already? I mean, my goodness, everyone has a talk show. Even Wayne Brady has a talk show now.
I mean, I don't really want to say much about it, but I don't think it's kind of right, especially considering it's Bill Cosby, and just because the stuff he's done. And personally, I think he should stay out of the limelight for a bit, and I don't understand what he's gonna gain from getting a talk show.
I did not know that was a thing that was happening. I think it's questionable in light of the situation he's been in at the moment. So
I honestly don't have enough information to speak, I guess, non-ignorantly about the subject. I know he was involved in some scandalous potential activity, but I don't know whether or not it was true.
What are your thoughts on Jennifer Lopez and Alex Rodriguez's new relationship?
Oh, is it the one where he's way younger than her?
Well, Alex Rodriguez, he's retired New York Yankee, played baseball.
Oh, right. Yeah, okay.
Is he the one that's a lot younger than her?
Baseball player.
Oh, okay. I mean, they're both super pretty people, so I mean, they're perfect for each other, I guess.
I don't know anything about that.
All right. Well, do you think it'll last with it being a singer and a prior professional athlete?
No, probably not.
No? Both Kanye and Future just announced that they're going to be on next season's Dancing with the Stars. How do you think that they'll do, and why?
Kanye and dancing? I mean, no. Future dances well, actually. You've seen him. I've seen him dance in his, what was the album? Evil? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He danced. He was amazing.
So can he win it?
I mean, I don't know that'd be too far of a stretch, but I mean, I think he'll do good.
I feel like Kanye has a big ego, so he might not listen to his dance instructor.
Kanye, okay, personally, I don't like Future that much, but I don't think they would understand how to judge a dance show.
Well, they'll actually be participants.
Oh, really? Oh, then I have no idea. I've never seen either of them dance. And Future, through his videos, it doesn't seem like he dances much, but I don't know. Let's see, anyone can surprise you.
Do you think that it's petty that John Mayer is making a song about him and Katy Perry's breakup?
I mean, don't all stars do that constantly?
Well, it sounds like all the stars do that.
Well, if Taylor Swift can do it, I don't see why he can't.
Donald Trump recently came out and he said that The Hunger Games is his favorite movie and that it's extremely inspiring. Does this make you nervous?
Well, I imagine it would make anyone nervous. I mean, I guess it doesn't make me any more nervous than anything else he's ever said, so that's not saying much, though.
Pretty much anything he does makes me nervous. So.
How do you feel about Emma Watson and Demi Lovato's nude photos being leaked?
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah, that's not cool. That's their privacy, and they did it for some reason to show someone special or whatever. But hacking someone's personal life just so that you can find gain out of it is not a cool thing, I feel.
I feel like that's super disrespectful for somebody to have done that because that's super private.
I feel like even in this day and age, there should be some level of privacy for everyone. So no, I don't think that kind of thing is acceptable.
Do you care at all about Beyonce's pregnancy?
No.
Personally, I don't find it that important.
I think like the world's making like a huge deal about it.
I mean, I'm not really a big Beyonce. Like, I mean, I like Beyonce, but I'm not like, you know, a Beyonce fan, you know. So, good for her, I guess.
How do you feel about Rosie O'Donnell originally being cast as one of the new Power Rangers?
Whoa.
Whoa.
I don't think that she would have been a good fit for it.
Well, then again, she's beautiful. And she's a great actress, so.
That's hilarious, considering the fact that she's, what, like 60 now?
Close.
And I'm like, wait, they're all like supposedly athletic teenagers. So it's like this dichotomy here.
All right, here's a big one. What do you think about Mel Gibson being named the Feminist of the Year by People magazine?
Is he the one in Castaway?
That's Tom Hanks.
Well, I guess that makes sense, you know. He's kind of a feminist, so.
All right, what has he done for the feminist community that you know of?
I mean, I've just heard him speak. To be honest, I've never really I never really seen him do anything active.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, whatever he speaks is kind of it makes sense, you know.
Okay.
I don't know why I don't know where that would. I don't know. What maybe he said something.
I think that's wrong.
Wrong?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I feel like there are, like for instance, I didn't know anything about him or his feminist movement, but I feel like there are other people who should probably like be more celebrated. Like for instance, you mentioned Emma Watson before.
Mm-hmm.
I know that she does a lot of representation of women's rights in the UN.
Well, there you have it, folks. Only a couple had the courage to call me out, but most of you went right along with the fake and bogus questions. With Buckeye TV, I'm Joshua Stape. Thank you for tuning in to Alternative Facts.